Okay then, this is the song Hope for Now by See in Colour, another tutorial. Just waiting for a new webcam and microphone, so hopefully the quality of it tutorial will only get better. Just to give you a quick overview of the song, it's in standard tuning. You don't need a capo. The song is fairly easy if you're quite confident in your chords and how to play them and comfortable with strumming. For beginners it might be a little bit trickier. They're not just basic chords, and obviously because the song's played on some sort of electrical organ, I've transcribed it, I guess, into like an acoustic guitar or near enough. I guess, like I say, it's always a guideline to playing the song. I'm not saying it's the religious way to play it, but what I'll do is I'll play some to start with, and then I'll go on to explain how it's played. Here we go. So that was like the verse and the chorus all the way through. So to get on to explain how to play it then, the song basically consists of initially just two chords. So first chord is A minor. So A minor, all it is you've got your first finger on the B string at the first, and you've got your middle finger and your ring finger both on the D and the G string at the second. So I don't know if that makes sense. There you go. So all you're playing is the strumming pattern is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's down, up, 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 down, and that's all the way through the song. So, well, mainly anyway. I probably change now and again, but it's the freedom, I guess. Do what you want, but that's the pattern anyway. So, like I say, first chord is A minor. Next chord is an F shape with an open E string at the bottom, and basically you just have your finger on the B string again at the first. You've now got your middle finger on the G string at the second, and you've got your ring finger and pinky finger on the A and the D string at the third fret. You should have that sound. Now on the first two patterns, so when he goes through on the verse, the first two patterns that we do, or that you should do, you'll find that the chord changes slightly halfway through the F shape, and what it does, or the way I figured it out, is you just take your finger off the D string and you'll get that sound. So the chord kind of drops a little bit deeper, it goes down slightly, so it'll go and that's what you play for the first two. So the first two patterns you do, you play that chord F with the pinky finger off halfway through. Now for the next two patterns after that, before you get to the chorus, it's again A minor, up, down, and then it's F chord again, and then it goes to a G shape. So the G chord basically is the you've got your ring finger on the B string at the third, and then you've got your middle finger on the E string, so it's kind of an open G chord. You wouldn't want to play a full G chord, it just doesn't sound very right, but funnily enough that's the same chord as silver and gold, I think. So anyway, getting on with it, you've got that G shape. So that's what you would play for the next two before you hit the chorus. So it'll go and then next bit goes like this. Got a little bit ahead of myself and made a mistake there, so that's sorry for that. But so what you would do is once you played your two patterns with the F chord with your finger off, and then when you played your last pattern from the F chord to the G, you go straight back into the F, back to the G again, same G shape, and then you go to A minor again, and now the next chord after that is again, it's similar like the F chord when you take the finger off, but you're now playing an A minor, and on that A minor, again halfway through that pattern, you would take your ring finger off the G string, so you're now just playing two strings. Your finger should be on the first fret of the B string, and should then be on the D string of the second, and again it's quite an open chord. So that's what happens there. So you would play that again twice, and then it goes silent, and then it goes back to the next verse, which again you would start with A minor again, so there's a big gap, and then it goes back into it. So that's those the verse and the chorus, and you've got another verse and another chorus, and then at 2 minutes 43 the song starts to go into like an electric guitar section, and goes a bit more rockier. At that point there's a few changes, so what I'll do is I'll play it and then I'll explain how to play it. So this is the bit where it might be a bit tricky for other people who have only just started playing, so here we go. So So that was a slightly, well, it's basically the full pattern of the song. So what happens then, at kind of like 2 minutes 43, you would still carry on playing your A minor, so you enter into with an A minor, and then just like normal you go into F, halfway through take your finger off, and then you would go then into a D minor, which is your first finger is on the E string at the first fret, you've got your middle finger on the G string at the second, and then you've got your ring finger on the B string at the third. Oops, that was the screensaver. So that's your next chord then, after the F. D minor, G again, normal shape like before. And then you play D suspended, which is your index finger on the G string at the second, and then sounds a bit like Harry Potter. Then you just put your ring finger on the B string at the third, and you want to make that quite a bassy chord. So generally you would only really play the bottom strings, but on this occasion, because you're going from a G to a D suspended, what you're doing is showing that you're going from the E string then goes to an open string. So it makes sense to me, but so it'll go like this. So there you play two patterns of that then, and then what happens is there's a key change in his voice, and once you played your two patterns of that, your last chord should be D suspended, and then when he changes key after you play that twice, like I say, you go straight into the F shape, like I explained before, then into a G shape, or the G chord, the shape I guess it is, and then into A minor, and you just repeat that all the way through really, whilst the guitar solo and stuff's going on. And that's pretty much the song. So like I say, the last bit's probably the most difficult, but only because there's a couple of changes. But like I say, to make it simple, at 2 minutes 43 it starts to go into the electric part of the song. You would play two patterns as I showed you, including the D minor, the G and the D suspended. Once you played your patterns of that, you go straight into F on the third section, and then to G, to A minor, and then you play that open chord again, and that's all you do all the way through. The best thing to do is really just listen to the song, practice what I've said to play. If you want to add bits, if you want to take away bits, do what you want. Like I say, it's just a guideline to the song, not saying it's the religious way to play it. So if anybody else has got another way, then best do a tutorial and show me different. I'm quite happy with that. But if you've got any questions in the meantime, then just send a message or leave a comment and I'll try to help you. But just have a listen to the song. The little subtle differences, like initially with the chord changes, you'll hear on that, I think it's some sort of organ in the background, you'll hear it changes. And like I say, I've tried to represent that in the use of using the different chords and stuff throughout the verse. So there you go. Thanks.